How you doing, YouTube? Underworld 6667 here with our ongoing coverage of YCS Rhode Island. We have second place here with Chris Tuttobene. Of course, we've got Chaos Dragons. We're going to go through this very quickly because we all know what Chaos Dragons can do because last format they were wrecking. So let's start it off. We have one BLS, one Card Trooper for that milling power, one Chaos Sorcerer, one Dark Arm Dragon. We have three Dark Flare Dragon. Really good card. Very underused last format. It was just simply in twos. Moving on, we have Dimensional Alchemist. Very cool card where you can pop some cards back from your out of play back into your hand, giving you the ability to use them over and over again. Underused now, Eclipse Waver, not as powerful with the banning of Future Fusion, so we understand why this has gone down to 1. Effect Veiler, very cool card this format. A lot of people in the beginning of the format were very hesitant with regards to playing this card. They were kind of stuck between it and Max C, but as we can see, it's very predominant in this deck. We've got 1 Gores, 3 Light Pulsar Dragons, 3 Lilas, 2 Max Cs, 1 Night Assailant for those tour guides. You know, you don't want to waste a tour guide just to bring out a tour guide. Now you have another target for it, and it's also very good. You've got Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, 3 Raikos, 1 Sangan, 2 Tour Guide from the Underworld, and 2 Tragodia for their monster lineup. Now, Tragodia I've seen in quite a number of decks. They are very powerful, especially when you're facing off against that wind-up matchup. When your opponent like special summons and spams the field with all these windups and attacks for a game, it's very difficult to stop unless you have a Gores in your hand. Tragodia allows you to give that little bit extra. You must kind of limit your plays to keep cards in your hand so it's not coming out like a 0 or a 600 or something like that, but it's not difficult to make sure that you have the hand advantage in this kind of a format. A lot of +1s, a lot of 1-for-1s, so hand advantage is something that you can continuously have. We've got 1 Allure of Darkness, 1 Charge of Light Brigade, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Monster Reborn, 2 Mystical Space Typhoons, a Pot of Avarice to refill all those wonderful monsters, and 3 Solar Recharges. Now, of course, we're looking at it, why did he play 42 cards? Way back when, there was an article where they actually discussed, if you play 42 and under, it actually doesn't hurt the ratio of you drawing your 1-ofs. So it's not bad to play a 42 card deck. And when you continue on throughout these videos, you'll find out that there was a deck that actually played 45 cards in their main deck. So, playing extra cards apparently may give you the win. It may be the one reason that you win. You're not limiting yourself to 40 simple cards. Moving onwards, we're going into the side deck. We've got 2 Electric Virus, 3 Gemini Imps, 1 Max C, 2 Puppet Plant, 2 Thunder King Ryo, 1 Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 Compulsory Evacuation Device, and 2 Dust Tornado. I mean, the main thing that I can see here is the Puppet Plant and Electric Virus stealing your opponent's monsters that they spend so much time trying to summon and special summon and so on and so forth. Maybe one of the reasons that he won, it could also be his matchups. Maybe it worked really well against those matchups that he played throughout the actual day. Gemini Imps stopping those lovely Dark Worlds. As you can see, very few Dark Worlds did very well. Ultimately giving Geargia and Chaos Dragons first and second place. Moving onwards, we have 1 Black Rose Dragons and a whole lot of XYZ monsters. I don't see him special summoning all these XYZ monsters all that often. I mean, he does have the tour guide plays, but let's face it, it might not happen all that often, but it's still good to have that simple, you know, the extra 2 cards, you know what I mean? This is an extra 15 cards that you can use quite effectively in your deck. Gives you a little bit of a push. So we got 1 Adrius, 1 Gaia Dragon, 1 Insector Exabeetle, 1 Levier, 1 Maestroke, 1 Leviathan, 1 Giga Brilliant, 1 Utopia, 1 Papilloperative, 1 Photon Strike Bouncer, 1 Queen Dragon Jin, 1 Tempo, 1 Wind-Up Arsenal Zen Mayo, and 1 Wind-Up Zen Mains. Pretty much all 1-ofs. Once again, this gives you that little 15 extra push that you may need. Hopefully that was the reason that he was able to win. I mean, those little tiny pushes, those little tiny tech cards could be the difference between your deck winning and the other guy's deck winning. As you guys can see, we have quite a number of other decks to cover, so make sure that you stay tuned. Click the Underworld 6667 name just above the video. You can go into the channel and you can probably, once all the videos are uploaded, view the playlist that we have for the top 32 of YCS Rhode Island. As you can see, there's not 32 names there, but I will continue my coverage as soon as it gets posted. Thanks, guys.